So in order to get the ruffle for this dress, we are going to be cutting it out in form of a flare, okay? And of course, I'll need the circumference of the round shoulder measurement. And here I have 19, which is 38. So the round shoulder measurement I'm working with is 38. But I'm going to be adding an extra inch to it, which is optional, just to add a little more fullness to the ruffle. Okay, I'll be adding say about 7 inches to it. So I have 38 plus 7, that is 45. Then because we're cutting it in flare, full circle flare, I'm going to divide it by 6.28. 45 divide by 6.28, and that gives me 7, say approximately 7 inches. Okay, so 7 is what I'm going to use to make my fold. Then of course the length of the ruffle also, you have to take note of that. Now if you're going to be having your length, just be sure that when you're folding your fabric, it has to also, you double it. What I mean is, if you have in mind of making a ruffle of say a length of 8 inches, that means your fabric should be in 16, because at the end of the day you fold it into 2 to get your 8 inches. So here I want say a length of about 11 inches. So I'm going to be cutting 22, then which I fold it into 2, that gives me 11. Okay, so 22 now as the length. I will now add it to what I have here, 7 inches for the circumference. So 22 plus 7, that's 29. And the good thing is, this outfit is this fabric is by 60. So if I fold it this way, I'm folding it at 30. So it's in 30 in length this way now. Remember, what I need is 29. So folding it is to 30. And mind you, this is about 2 yards of fabric, almost 2 yards of fabric. Okay, it actually takes a lot in. So folding it into 2 like this, then I fold it again, this time around like in a square form. Okay, so then I have it in 4. Okay, I have it in 4 like so. And I'm still going to fold it this time around in the triangle form like this. Okay, so I have this triangle to work with, having in mind that the total fold we have here, they are in 8 pieces now. Okay, so from here I'm just going to take the circumference. Remember, the circumference we're working with is 7 inches. Okay, confirming the total length, I think what we're supposed to have is 29. And yes, good thing we have 29 here. Okay, so the circumference is 7 inches. So I'm just going to place here and get my 7 inches all the way. So here I have it. If you confirm this, what I have here is approximately 6, and if you multiply it by the total fold you have here, which is 8, that's like 48. Okay, which is exactly what we wanted, because remember the round shoulder was 38 and I added I think extra 7 inches to it or so. Okay, so this is fine. Then of course the length now, which is 11. Remember, it's 22 we're getting. By the time we fold it into 2 is 11. So I'll just take note of this. From here, so I'll just take this round. From here now, I will take note, get my 22 all the way. So the next thing for me now is to cut this out. Okay, so the way it is like this, before I split it all open, I'm just going to give a notch. Okay, I'm going to be notching this top side, this side, all the way, every piece is here, and the same thing on the downside. So here I'll notch all the piece I have there, and also on this side too. Then come down to the other side. Just get hold of the centers there and notch them all. Then to this side as well. Trying to trim this excess here. Okay, so now we've done that. The next thing I'll do now is to open it up. Now I have a perfect circle, a very large one. Okay, but I would like to split one side open because it's all covered up. I want to split one side, and I'm doing this because of this slit is for the zip allowance. Okay, so I'll just slit one side open like so. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to spread this wide open. And of course, remember we had a lot of notches both on the upper side and on the lower side. So what I'm going to do now is to start joining these notches together. Remember, this was the reason why we had to cut it in this length, so that at the end of the day we'll fold it like this to get our original length. Okay, so now I'll just locate every notch I have here. On the lower side, this is the first notch, will match up to this first one up here, and I will do that. I'll hold that with a pin. Then the next one, you locate it as well and match it up. The next one, like so. Mind you, as you do this, you realize you are having a lot of excesses here. So that should not be an issue, because that is actually what we want, because at the end of the day, those excesses are what will help to create the ruffle. Okay, so I'm just matching it up, just the lower notch to the upper one. Just locate every notch and match it up to the next one at the corresponding top, as you see me doing. Here's another notch, and here and here is the last one, to the last one too on the top. Okay, so we're done with all this. Then the next thing to do now is to, if you see, from one point you've held with the pin to the next, you can see a lot of excesses there. If you see from this point of the pin to this next pin, you see a lot of excesses. So all these excesses are what you're going to be pleating. So just between the space of this pin to this next one, all these excesses you have here, you're going to pleat it like so, whichever way you want to do that. Just make sure that they all fill into the space of one pin to the other. I hope you understand that. Just keep doing this. Of course, you start from the beginning. This is where you start sewing from the beginning. This is the first point here. On the beginning, you already start creating the excess. From here, you start pleating. When you pleat, you keep pleating. Then you get to the first pin here. You sew and you start pleating the excesses you have here. When it's all accommodated inside here, you see this one, you move to the next place, you sew this excesses here, you keep pleating it and pleating and pleating. Okay, this is what you keep doing till you get to the very end of it. That is just, it's as simple as that. Okay, but of course, because of this side is the beginning part. Remember, this side we slitted it because it's going to be falling at the zipper part. Okay, you would want to first of all close up this one. So you just turn it this way, close it up inside, then bring it out. Okay, then before of course you start doing your stitches. The next thing too, you also do it to the other end. You see this part, you fold it this way, close it up inside and turn it to have it closed up inwards. Okay, so this is all you're just going to do. I'll just go to the machine and of course finish it up. Then you will see how it looks and of course the next stage. So right now I'm done with this ruffle. I've finished sewing it and honestly at this point I am wishing this dress is mine. Like, this is so beautiful. I so much love this, and especially the fact that it's so, full. Okay, so what I was trying to point out is, like, this is good to go this way, but then again, if you still want to, okay, if you still want to, you can as well just try to, make it come up more fuller, like by picking out some. Okay, you pick out some at any point. At this point, you'll be using a hand needle to do that. You just pick at any point and stitch. Pick, that totally depends on you, whatever you want to do, just to pick. And doing this, it gives it a little more fold, okay? And that is just your own choice if you want to do that. But looking at it this way, especially the fact that we added an extra inch to it, it even make it more, okay? But of course, if you want to do it as well, pick and sew, pick and sew, pick and sew with your hand needle, it's fine.